Hello guys, I hope you are doing well. Today I will talk about the really hot topic which is lending John. So whenever we talk about the lending John, the words come in a mind like how that will be secure or how that will be reliable for before deploying any resources. So even we talk about the on-prem data centers or cloud. So because if your environment is secure, reliable, and highly available while the situation of disaster, so this really matters. So nowadays, like whenever we talk about the lending John, the words come reliability and security. So we will talk about in details in each words what all things really needed in that. So uh, I'll talk about step by step for each things. So, like in earlier video, I told you, lending John is something where you are going to place your resources for any application, that could be your servers, that could be either infrastructure as a service, or that could be as a either platform as a service. So you need to plan like in which subscription you are going to assign, or what type of network you are going to choose, which resource group you will, the naming conventions, so you need to decide before that. And what type of network address space you are going to use, and what type of virtual network you are going to decide, or what type of environment segregation. So we will cover point wise actually. So first of all, we need to think about the subscription. So I'm just covering the lending John here for the Azure cloud basically. So I'll take the name of those services which is relatively to Azure cloud. So you can understand easily. So suppose you are working as a cloud solution architect or Azure administrator, and someone comes to you like, we wanted to migrate our on-prem resources to the cloud. So where you will place our resources, and what type of connectivity you are going to select, or which resources you will place in a which VNet, or which strategy you are going to select, whether hub and spoke model or normal topology you are going to select. So these things you need to keep in mind. So these we will talk about the like in detailed manner. So in Azure lending John, first of all becomes on the subscription basically. So subscription basically, what is that? Subscription, it's a like a logical account which provided by the Microsoft. So you can manage your cost, or you can get some credits in that, or whether you are going to select a pay as you go model. So we have a such type of accounts like enterprise subscription or CSP subscriptions. So but it's a depend on your use, like what type of subscription you are going to request to the Microsoft. So here, first of all, you should have a Microsoft subscription for that. Then, after creating the subscription, you need to have a tenant. What exactly tenant? Tenant basically this is required for creating some users, groups, or managing the subscription, or assigning the roles and access. So you can grant the some access on the particular user. So you can create some users on the particular tenant, because we can integrate the subscription with the particular tenant. So where Azure Entra ID is also part of tenant, so we call this as a tenant. Now we will come on the like what things I need to start step by step. So first of all, governance first. We need to, before resource creation, we need to think about the governance, like management group hierarchy, like what type of management group you are going to create, or how you will manage the subscription. Because suppose you have lots of more than 10 subscription or 3 subscription according to your requirements. So whatever like policy you are going to configure in future, or you wanted to manage all subscription, or you wanted to grant some permission on those, so you need to create a management group, and under that management group subscription will be attached there. So like you are applying any policy on that particular management, so subscription belong from that management group, so those policy will be applicable on those subscription. And then subscription strategy means like how many subscription you are going to purchase. It's a depend on your requirement, like whether for 3 environment you wanted to keep like dev production environment, you will have a separate subscription. For dev you will have a separate subscription, and UAT you will have a subscription. And sometime uh, few people recommend like you should have a separate subscription for the prod environment, and separate subscription should be like a test and dev and UAT environment. So in future, like something can be restricted on the subscription level as well. So like this should not be accidentally rights to be given on the production resources where you wanted to give only dev or test environment. So this is the selection of subscription while planning. Basically the naming convention, it's a really necessary to have before planning anything. Like according to the Microsoft, or according to the your organization, what type of naming convention naming you wanted to give your resources, so easily in future you can find, or you can apply those policy according to your naming convention, those resources basically. And now we will come on the resource tagging. What exactly is that? So tagging, we do the tagging. Why? Because we can manage the billing, and we can some policies applying, we can apply on the tagging level as well. So these are service tags. So like you can define like which project is this belong, this resource belong, and like what type of environment is there, which application is there, and who is the owner there, and who is creating this resource. So according to that you can provide those service tags, basically tagging naming. And apart from that, the environment separation I was talking about. Basically environment separation is basically, I told, like you can separate your resources like a dev, prod, UAT, test environment. So you can separate your resources according to the environment. So in future you don't have any problem while granting the permission or accessing the resources and doing some bnet peering and network uh, synchronization. So such type of things you will be like, you can take care of this thing. So it's a really easy to administrator in that. And apart from that, ownership model, like who will be the owner of what subscription, because you cannot make every person owner of those subscription. So you need to decide, and you need to discuss with the management, and you need to take the decision after getting the approval from them. And someone is also looking for the get the owner approval, because owner can do the all the changes. So that's why it's like a high privilege role. So you can decide before assigning to someone. So these things we need to take care in a mind. So I was talking about the governance first in that. So these all components belong from the governance. Basically, first was the management group strategy. Number two was the subscription strategy. Number three was the naming convention. Number four, resource tagging. And number five, environment separation like DAB, UAT, prod. And number six is ownership model. So these things basically comes under the governance. So these are really important things before creating any landing zone. In next video, I'll explain about the identity and access model. So we are going to cover only this topic in this video, and step by step in next video we will cover another topic. Thank you so much for watching today video. I'll make another video for learning something better in cloud.